Dear colleagues, welcome to the third and last keynote of this fifth Vasco da Gama Movement Forum. It is my utmost pleasure to introduce Professor Nadim Habib, a renowned economist, originally from Lebanon and Denmark, who has been living in Portugal for over 20 years. Professor Habib has developed a particular professional interest in team management and communication in healthcare. Please welcome Professor Habib for his keynote, Stronger Together, Teamwork in Healthcare.
Okay. Does this work? Does this work? Does it work? Yeah? All right, good morning, everybody. I'm saying good morning because you look so tired. I thought I better wake you up. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm a management teacher and a researcher in the area of management, and for the past 20 years I've lived in Portugal, 15 of which I was running a business school here in Portugal. And I developed a particular interest in healthcare about 10 years ago because healthcare represents 10 to 15% of GDP in most countries, and it's probably the worst managed sector on the planet. And that fascinated me. It fascinated me in the sense of, why is healthcare so badly managed? And this is something that is universal. It's really interesting to come to these type of events because a lot of people say to me it's interesting to meet people from other countries because it's so different and everything's different and heterogeneous and we learn different stuff. And I always see the same thing in every country in the world. There's not enough time, there's not enough money, and we have too many patients, and we don't know how to deal with them, and we're burning out, and we're exhausted, and there's no time to learn, and we're just tired, but we're doing our best, and we're praying that some politician's going to see the light and solve all our problems. And so the good news is you all agree, and this is great. But I think the bad news is that for some reason we haven't done enough work in this sector to try to figure out why all this is happening. Why is this happening? And what's been really interesting is that I go around the world, I hear the same stories from medical professionals like you. I hear aging population. Let me just tell you that all the econometric studies we have done show that aging population has a negligible impact on the cost of health. However, it is mentioned in every conference I've seen. It's like, you know, blue's a better color. One of those. Second one is innovation. Innovation is fascinating because in healthcare, every policymaker I know is scared of innovation because they think innovation is going to drive up costs. To the extent that most doctors are now analyzing treatment options based on what are the cost options, and I have to be responsible for looking at, no you don't, because the deal from many years ago was that we as patients would have a payer, a seller, and somebody neutral in the middle who made the best decision for patients. But the bottom line is innovation is not a driver. When we look at the top 20 drugs spent in Portugal, for example, in the last 2 years, I can tell you that the first 16 of them are medications that are over 8 years old. So it's not innovation either. And so this is the second problem. In fact, what we find is that the principal driver of healthcare costs across the world is one thing and one thing only. It is the wealth of the population. The wealthier a country is, the more health services it wants, and it will grab it. And so we have to analyze why is this happening and why are we letting this happen. I think most of you will feel this. The more educated your patients are, the more they will ask for. The more they will demand involvement, the more they will ask for, and the less they will accept a no as part of the process. The more they will think they understand, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think it's important for us to understand why, and for that, it's a struggle I've had for many, many years, which is, I'd like to give you a quick introduction to what management is, because here we are talking about management, et cetera. And to a great extent, when I stand up in front of 900 master's students at my university every year and welcome to a new academic year, I have to say to them, guys, this is a science. Unfortunately, most people think it's an art. Management is a science. There's the right way to do things, there's the wrong way to do things. It's pretty simple. For some reason, however, I remember my first research paper was, if good management is so obvious, why do so many people insist on not doing it? And the reality is that because in most countries, management was not really seen as a science until the 80s and 90s. And even then it wasn't. Actually, if you look back, my first degree in London was economics, because that's like a bit more fancy than management. Actually, if a mother in the 70s had had a son wanting to study management, she would have said, don't do that, son. You've got to study 3 things: engineering, law, or medicine. And if you do one of those 3 things, you can always manage. That's easy. You just need an Excel spreadsheet and a PowerPoint. And so we have doctors managing hospitals, nothing against that. But to a great extent, I think the impact on terms of budget has been obvious. I could probably treat type 2 diabetes if I'd had 10,000 patients. But I think it's not fair on the 10,000 patients that it would take me so long to get to learn how to deal with them. And so I think it's very unfair on the population to allow doctors to manage things. Nothing personal. I think it's very unfair to allow engineers to manage things. And I like engineers. I think everybody should adopt them. I think there's a lot of them in the world. So what is this management? And let me give you a quick history of management. I think it's very associated to our healthcare system. So management comes around in the science, in terms of academic publications. The first time it shows up is in 1911. So we're about 100 years old as a profession. And Frederick Taylor at the time, and you've all heard of Taylorism, yeah, factories and stuff like that, writes a book in 1911, which please, please, please go download and read, called The Principles of Scientific Management. It's about 50 pages. And it's really interesting because it is the beginning of this profession called management, which we, in terms of Western Europe, didn't really embrace as a science until the 90s. Okay? Before that, you would study something else, and then you'd go manage. You study economics, and you'd go manage. But management was kind of easy. And there was this notion that anybody could really do it, to the extent that we would have magazines that would show off people who had no education and still succeeded as proof of concept that you didn't need an education. Yeah? Even further, we had magazines like Fortune and all those guys, which put always a successful man on the cover. He was the lucky man of the month. And they were kind of the Vogue of business people. Yeah, there was this logic of, and they're really geniuses. What's really interesting, though, is in the past 20 years, managers are starting to overtake pop stars in terms of fame. They're writing books, they're becoming famous, and now they're becoming politicians. So we've had this huge shift in terms of what management means and how it works. So let's go back. Management is developed in 1911 by a man called Frederick Taylor, and we still see that practice used in every health system in the world. Everyone in the world is Tayloristic. So let's go back and examine what is Taylorism. Taylor wrote the book in 1911. Here's the deal, people. In 1911, only 3% of the US population had primary education. 97% of people were literally ignorant. So if you're writing a management book when everybody's ignorant, how do you see the organization? Really simple. Top down, command and control. There's a person at the top who's a genius, everybody else is dumb. They make rules, we all follow rules, and things work. Yes? We give obedience, they give us protection. We give hours, they give us money. That was the deal. And we still see this today. You have contracts where you're giving hours in return for X work. When most of us know that sometimes we're at work and we're not thinking about work, and sometimes we're at home and we're thinking about work. The world has changed, but we still use that logic in the way we approach management. But it means that we're very top-down, which means we always think there's somebody at the top has to decide, which is why in every medical congress, I see doctors going, the government really should do something. It's them up there somewhere who should be doing something, because it's not us. We're just victims here. Okay? Which is why one of the biggest fears I have is sustainability of healthcare is that we're seeing data of 80, 90% of doctors saying they don't want their children to follow in their footsteps. Your profession is getting really, really unattractive. And this is a real challenge, which I think is up to you guys to start working on, because if you think somebody else is going to deal with it, it ain't going to happen. Now, we're all quite excited about AI and how it's going to replace you all. Good news is it'll replace everybody except primary care. So the oncologist is going. We're good. Okay, so that's the first concept of Taylorism. Top-down, command and control. It's very much, there's people who decide, there's people who don't decide. Lots of rules, lots of complexity, and basically your job is to follow the rules, and if you follow the rules, you'll be okay. Which is a real stupid way to treat people who have a lot of education. Because what happens is the world has changed, and we started educating our people. If you look at entry into universities, the US broke the 15% in the 1960s, Europe hit it in the 70s, Southern Europe hit it in the 90s, where suddenly we have an educated population, and here's the problem with educated people. They don't know how to be obedient. Anybody who's got kids knows this, right? We have kids now who challenge parents every day. You come home, you say, put on your shoes, we're going out for dinner, and they're like, where are we going? I'm like, we're going to a restaurant. I don't want to go. And these are 5-year-olds. So we need to change the way we work, and what we're seeing is that we're looking for a type of management these days that is no longer command and control, but is much more engaging, and we're moving from what we used to call a scope of control to a scope of influence. It's all about influencing now and not so much. Let's do a parallel to healthcare. Most healthcare systems in Europe were developed in the 60s and 70s, some in the 50s, based on what kind of population? Ignorant in healthcare and passive. So we designed the system, which was basically primary care was first line of defense, and then behind them was a bunch of cool, shiny hospitals. And the rule was that if you as a patient wanted to get to that shiny hospital, you had to go through the gatekeeper called the general practitioner. And that was the rules. And we behaved because in the 60s, 70s, we were a passive population, we were less educated, so when we went to the primary care and they said you have to wait 6 months, we went, okay. And we went home and my wife would say, what did the doctor say? You have to wait 6 months? Okay, I'll wait 6 months. And then we educated our people. And they went from being patients to impatients. And as they got educated, they didn't obey anymore. And now when you say you have to wait 6 months, they go, yeah, I'm going to hit the emergency room. And we have everybody going around the system, hitting the system like crazy, and getting more and more out of the system. And actually, if you look at it, the Portuguese national health system itself went from about 2.5 million hospital visits in 1986 to 19 million hospital visits in 2006. Why? We have an average of 2.4 people visiting a hospital a year in this country. They're either getting really, really sick or really, really hypochondriac. But what we're seeing basically is we have a much more active population seeking healthcare like crazy. Why? They're wealthier, they're more educated, they won't take no for an answer, and they're pushing the system. And the first question is, how is the system designing itself to deal with this new population? And the answer is, it ain't. How many of us are reaching out to educate the population? We teach kids in school how to recycle. We don't teach kids in school how to use the health system. We send police to the school to teach kids how to drive using little scooters. We don't teach kids how to use the health system. And the fact is most of us don't know how to use it, so we go to the easiest gate possible, and that's the emergency room in the hospital. And that has destroyed our trust in primary care, which typically we have underinvested in, because as we became wealthier, most politicians found hospitals to be sexier. Much nicer to inaugurate a hospital than a health center, let's be honest about it. And so we have an excessive number of hospitals in Europe. We have very little primary care in Europe, which means we're spending a lot of money treating basic stuff, and it's creating enormous problems for us. And I think this debate is going to continue until we understand that we have to shift it. But I have to admit that I find that the medical profession, you guys, have not done enough to explain the challenge, which is that primary care is where healthcare really needs to take place, because everything else tends to be binary. Basically, acute care is you get in, you're cured, or you die. Yeah? Primary care is really where health care kicks in, and it hasn't been pushed hard enough by the medical profession. So that's the one thing about management. Second thing about management is when Taylor writes his book in 1911, the world did not change a lot. As you can understand, if you have a bunch of people who are not very educated, innovation tends to spread very slowly. As soon as we start educating people, ideas flow much quicker. And the more educated you are, the more you can listen to other people's ideas, copy them, emulate them, implement them. And so one thing that's starting to happen, and we all feel this, is that change is starting to accelerate. Now, about 500 years ago, a Portuguese author called Camões wrote, "The whole world is made of change." What he didn't write is, and that change is accelerating. And it's accelerating because what's happening is knowledge is spreading so much quicker. Now, this is the second challenge for you guys as primary care physicians, is that we're seeing 5 to 6 million scientific articles published every year. How do you keep yourself updated? And how do you keep yourself updated scientifically when, at the same time, you're being pushed to the limit in terms of the number of patients you're seeing, so you don't actually have enough time for your patients, let alone to learn, you're exhausted half the time. How do you know you can't? And here's a sad piece of news. Several studies we did for arrhythmias, for example, 96% of primary care physicians did not catch them. Okay, because there was new treatment guidance, hadn't picked up on it, et cetera, et cetera. So this is the second big change. And it's a huge problem because from a management perspective, If you can predict the future, if change is slow, one of the biggest management words you bring out is called efficiency. You've all heard it, right? You all use it, I presume. Does anybody know what it means? Efficiency means delivering outcomes with less error and lower cost. Now, unfortunately, for us to be able to do this, we need to be able to predict the future. I'll give you an example. A restaurant who knows how many people are coming in tomorrow can be efficient in buying raw materials. If it knows what time everybody's coming in, it can optimize the number of tables. If it knows what everybody will be eating at every time, it can get the right number of cooks. Welcome to healthcare. It's based on what? Predicting the future. This was possible in 1911. It isn't today. Nobody knows what is going to happen in the future. And we know this because across the board, we're now hearing organizations talk about agility. We have to be agile and not efficient. We have to move quickly, which means we have to make the right decision in the right place at the right time. Same thing goes for healthcare. Right decision, right place, and the right time. And this is the big challenge. What we're seeing in the private sector and non-health in normal organizations is they have responded over the past 20 years to more talented people and to faster change by doing two fundamental things. So they have designed organizations that are more flat, so less hierarchy. Think about your national health system and tell me if that's happened. Okay? We're talking 3 to 4 layers before you get the CEO. Why? Because that way information flows up and down much quicker and helps us decide much quicker. And they've encouraged people to work in what we call the matrix. You're working on projects across regions, across areas, et cetera, et cetera. Why? Information flows across horizontally. For this to work, it requires not only changing the structure, which most health systems have not done yet, but it also involves educating people in management and in collaboration. And I'm saying educating collaboration because most people do not collaborate. And worse, most people, when they're stressed, tired, overworked, collaborate even less. So when I saw the topic of teamwork, it's really simple. For me, the only way we can produce better results in the health system without continuously arguing it's going to take more money is if we create a flatter, more matrix system where there is one health system where the patient does not see primary or hospital better or worse or whatever. I noticed your presentation from Turkey. Your patients in Turkey thinks hospitals are cooler. Yeah? But there's one system that is extremely agile to ensure that we make the right decisions for the right patients in the right place at the right time. And that means that the people within the system, like you, start taking on more responsibility in helping guide policy towards better management of the system. And not just hide in the science of medicine, but start playing a bit more in the field of the science of patients. That is all from my part. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Prof. DGM President. And last but not least, our two hosts for the closing ceremony, which are Luis and Mariana. Luis was our head of the scientific committee for this forum, and Mariana was the lead for the image. So welcome to all, and let's begin the closing ceremony.
Thank you, Anna, for your kind words, and thank you for all your hard work. We will start with Luis sharing with us some closing remarks on this forum.
So, dear distinguished guests and participants, the 5th VGM Forum will soon conclude, and it is my task to make a few closing remarks. This is a bittersweet task because after 2 years of careful planning, after 2 very intensive yet interesting days of presentations and discussions on the opportunities and challenges ahead, and the role teamwork and team building has in it. We will be soon bidding farewell to friends and colleagues. However, it is also a privilege and an honor to be entrusted with such an undertaking. Therefore, on behalf of the host organizing committee, I'd like to begin by expressing gratitude to all those who made this event a reality. And that starts with you, who came to this beautiful city to attend the 5th VGM Forum. It has been our utmost pleasure to spend the past few days with friends and colleagues from all over Europe, but also the 6 other regions of the World Organization of Family Doctors. A conference becomes a success only if participants arrive. Thus, we do express our sincere thanks to all 340 of you who have come from 34 different countries to be here with us for the 2 days of the forum, as well as to the 17 participants from 9 nationalities that also joined the exchange program in the 4 days prior. I would like to extend our highest respect and most sincere gratitude to the joint efforts of all those who answered our call for submissions, especially the authors of the nearly 100 proposals that were accepted. Your presentations, Ignite talks, workshops, and special sessions, together with the active participation of delegates, were the main success of this event. The success of your work was evident before the forum had even started, as poster spotlights had already been watched over 1,700 times in a total of 17 viewing hours. The numbers have increased during these 2 days and will surely continue to do so in the foreseeable future. I am absolutely confident that we have all benefited in some way from this forum. Numerous positions and points of views have been outlined, and many messages have been delivered, covering the whole spectrum of family medicine, as highlighted in a research report by Professor Mark Jamul, a renowned expert of the Wonka International Classification Committee, who has performed a qualitative analysis of the 97 communications included in the scientific program of this event. From a clinical point of view, the program covered a wide range of relevant topics for family doctors. Not only that, but considering the founding themes of our daily practice, the so-called contextual aspect of family medicine, there was also quite a diversity, with communications addressing all major domains, with the notable exception of planetary health issues. Finally, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of you all, I should like to thank the support and sponsorship we receive from our national and international partners. the VGM Council and Executive for approving our bid and overseeing its delivery, the Portuguese Association of Family Doctors for their trust in our project and vision, the invaluable support and ready advice, the Portuguese Medical Association, whom we cannot fail to thank for their excellent hospitality and scientific sponsorship, the Portuguese Journal of General Practice and Family Medicine for disseminating your work in the conference proceedings that shall be published very shortly, the Wellness Solutions for kindly offering the Healthy Body, Healthy Mind session, and the Portuguese airliner TAP for being the official carrier of the 5th VGM Forum and offering its participants discounted prices. Last but not least, we are also grateful to all those who have been involved in the organization of the event. While they are too numerous to name individually, prominent among them are the 18 hosts and 12 family medicine practices that participated in the exchange program, our panel of 29 abstract reviewers, and the 13 session chairs. Dear friends and colleagues, it is my sincere duty to thank all of you here today. Do enjoy your stay in Portugal, and once back home, use what you learned at this forum to provide better health care to your patients and local communities. Thank you. To better illustrate this learning, I will now ask for the help of 3 distinguished guests and members of WONCA, Professor Job, Professor Amanda Howe, and Dr. Anna Stavdal. Could you please share one final take-home message for the rest of the delegates?
I want to stand up. Try to face the audience. Much better. I feel I'm getting a little bit emotional about this. I'm very happy to see how this forum is developing and that all of you have been networking with each other. I'm happy to see that people come here and meet old friends, and also very happy to see that new participants are accepted within the group and make new friends, colleagues for life. I think the forum was a very good example of interacting, networking, great sessions, important lessons for all of us. And I look forward to seeing all of you in a WONCA Europe conference or any other conference we will establish on behalf of WONCA. We have often said that the young doctors are the future of family medicine. I think that's right, and I think you should continue this journey. Thank you.
I want to say again, thank you. I don't think anything is achieved without real personal effort and, a huge amount sometimes of cost to individuals, but look at the results. So hasn't this been wonderful? And my second message is, it isn't over, because you're going to go away, I'm going to go away. We have to carry on, guys. We know this isn't straightforward. We still have to step up, as Nadim said, as I said, as you all know, every day to get it right for patients, but to do more for our discipline so that it really does strengthen primary health care. And whether you do it through your own place, through the Young Doctors Movement, through our working parties and SIGs, we need the young doctors in those too, and also working with WONCA to go direct to WHO and the member countries as we run into Almaty. It isn't over. This will be the legacy of Vasco da Gama in Porto this year.
Okay. Strike a balance between your local identity and your international identity. Build momentum within the young doctor movement. It has a huge potential. be inclusive, shine a light. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Metzemakers, Professor Howe, Dr. Stavdal, for your kind words. Now it is my honor to introduce Dr. Henrique Botelho, who, as Anna already mentioned, is representing the Portuguese Ministry of Health. He is also the National Coordinator for the Primary Healthcare Reform. Dr. Botelho will speak in Portuguese, and I will translate for you.
First, I like this. Queria cumprimentar todos os presentes e muito especialmente a mesa e os presidentes Europa e Mundial da ONCA e o past president.
Dr. Botelho would like to start by saying hello and saluting everybody in the room, especially Professor Howe and Dr. Stavdal.
Peço desculpa por falar em português, mas só há 3 horas atrás é que soube que a língua oficial ia ser o inglês. E a minha segunda língua é francês.
Dr. Botelho, I'm sorry, apologizes for speaking in Portuguese. He would be able to speak in French, but the official language is English.
Antes de mais, dizer-vos que o Ministério da Saúde, evidentemente, tem um grande orgulho em ver a realização desta importantíssima reunião em Portugal.
The Ministry of Health is proud to have an international event such as the Vasco da Gama Movement Forum being held in Portugal.
Da mesma forma que considera a importância da formação em medicina familiar como decisivamente estruturante para qualquer sistema de saúde moderno.
The Portuguese Ministry of Health also considers that training and medical education is essential for any healthcare system.
Portugal possui uma história de 35 anos, uma história de sucesso em torno da fundação da especialidade de medicina geral e familiar.
The history of family medicine in Portugal is already a 35 years long one, and it's a successful one.
É uma história nem sempre homogénea, possui momentos de exaltação, da mesma forma que tem também experimentado alguns períodos de, chamemos-lhe, algum adormecimento relativamente à importância da especialidade.
The history of family medicine in Portugal has had its ups and downs, and during some periods the specialty of family medicine has not been as recognized and as appreciated as it should have been.
Vivemos um momento em que a medicina geral e familiar e os cuidados de proximidade assumem um aspecto da maior importância no programa do atual governo.
For the current government, family medicine and primary health care play a very important and central role in the healthcare system.
Temos a noção de que a materialização desta importância só é possível ser feita promovendo a capacidade de atração para a especialidade de medicina geral e familiar dos melhores e dos mais jovens.
It is considered that it will be essential in order to promote family medicine to attract the best doctors, the ones that are the most motivated and capable.
E relativamente a esse desafio de atração, consideramos alguns princípios absolutamente essenciais.
Dr. Botelho will now list a few principles that are considered essential in order to make family medicine the most attractive specialty possible.
Promover o reconhecimento interpares.
To promote peer recognition.
A satisfação profissional.
Professional satisfaction.
A imagem interior e exterior do médico de família.
Self and hetero image of the family doctor.
As organizações centradas nas necessidades dos utentes.
Patient-centered organizations.
Um sistema remuneratório misto, sensível ao desempenho e que premie o mérito.
An income that takes into consideration the performance of the doctors and
Premiar o mérito. Premiar o mérito.
And their merit, and who recognizes those who have the most merit.
O apoio à inovação e à criatividade como fatores decisivos de progresso.
The support to innovation and creativity as ways to promote progress.
E que o ambiente de trabalho seja favorável e assente em modelos diferentes do comando-control.
And the different work environment than this top-down method that Professor Habib mentioned earlier.
Em resumo, e para terminar, que os cuidados de proximidade, ou seja, de primeira linha, passem a ser claramente distintos de cuidados de baixa qualidade.
In conclusion, the goal is to have primary and proximity care being high-quality care and not a low-quality one.
Que os modelos de prestação de cuidados de primeira linha passem a ser entendidos e assimilados pela população como um modelo avançado de desenvolvimento e não cuidados de pobre para pobre.
And so that the general population considers that primary health care is good, excellent care, and not a second option from poor people to poor people.
Se possível, precisar modelo avançado de desenvolvimento.
They want to create an advanced development model for primary care.
Que são cuidados integrados, orientados para ganhos em saúde.
And this program is focused on goals in order to get gains, healthcare gains.
E que o sucesso desta operação culmine num reconhecimento da sociedade, ou seja, num novo estatuto esse, como um estatuto de qualidade reconhecido perante todos.
And the end point is to have the whole society recognizing primary care as an excellent way to get care.
Para nós portugueses, e seguramente para a maioria, se não a totalidade, dos países aqui representados,
for us Portuguese and also for the majority of all of your nationalities,
a estratégia só pode ser uma: apostar em vós e apostar na qualidade da vossa formação. Muito obrigado e muitas felicidades.
the goal must be to invest in us and in the quality of care we provide. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Henrique Botelho, for representing the Ministry of Health and also for reinforcing the central role family medicine has in every national health system. And now, from here, we move to Claire as VDGM President.
Any second now. Okay. So I'm not here now for any fancy words. I think we will have time for more thank yous at the end, so that is not the time for that now, although there are many people to be thanked. I just wanted to take this brief opportunity that I have with you to talk about what next. We always leave these events with 1,000 new ideas, 1,000 new friends, or well, 300 new friends. And sometimes it's difficult to know where to put that energy. And people often wonder, well, what do I actually do after this? How do I stay involved with Vasco da Gama? How do I get more involved with Vasco da Gama? So I'm here to tell you how. And you'll be pleased to know there is something for everyone, literally. So first of all, for those of you who just want to join the community, who aren't already joined, you can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, or you can even join our image team and help to build our online community. So if you would like to get more involved in image, I would like to introduce Christina, who is our image lead. Probably we won't have time for you to clap for all of them when they're coming up. But our email addresses are very simple. She is image@vdgm.eu. You will notice a pattern coming shortly. You can get involved in some of our Vasco da Gamian special interest groups. There are many Wonka special interest groups as well, so if you don't find what you want here, look out into the rest of Wonka because there's much more happening. But the ones we have active at the moment in Vasco da Gama, you can see on the screen here. And you also have the Aspire Global Leader program as well, which some of you came to the workshops this week. So if you're not sure and you can't find the contact details or you'd like to get involved and you can't figure out how, the easiest thing for you to do is contact our secretary, Burke. Hi, Burke. Not too much clapping. We'll be here far too long and I'll get in trouble. But he does deserve the clapping. At secretary@vdgm.eu. You can go on an exchange. You can go on a pre-forum or a pre-conference exchange. The next one for Vasco da Gama is coming up in Krakow. But we also have many national pre-conference exchanges, which will be advertised regularly. You can go on a Hippocrates exchange inside Europe. You can go on a global exchange with the FM360 program. So please contact Nina, who is somewhere around, maybe very busy because she's also on the Hawk. She's very busy. So you can contact Nina at exchange@vdgm.eu or get hold of your own national exchange coordinator. You can apply for an award. The awards are now open for the Junior Researcher Award for this year, for the Hippocrates Exchange Award for Inside Europe Exchanges, and for the Caracina Rural Exchange Awards. Look out for the application processes. They are being advertised on the website and social media now and in the coming weeks. And you can contact Vera at awards@vdgm.eu for more information. You could do this. It could be you. Plan to host the next forum. We already have our Torino forum, and you'll meet the team in a moment for 2019. The forum after that will be 2021, so we don't clash with too many Wonka worlds because it gets a busy calendar. So it could be you, and if you're interested in organizing a forum, you want to learn more, contact Elena at events@vdgm.eu. You can also help to gather the voices of young GPs. We have a new position for policy. Our council elected 2 topics that we're focusing on in the beginning, which is education and training and workforce. So you can either share your voice by filling out a survey when you see them coming around, or you can join Veronica's team. She's hiding. and that's at policy@vdgm.eu. We will be launching calls for new liaisons. We have some liaisons already with some of the Wonka networks, but very soon, ahead of Krakow, we will be appointing new liaisons. So you can represent VDGM with our senior colleagues and help get young doctors engaged, not just in VDGM, but in all the other activities that are happening in Wonka. Oh, and contact me. Don't clap for that. Okay. You can apply to join the executive. Yes, please, come join us. It's a lot of fun. We have nice meetings. We're very friendly, I promise. Up for grabs ahead of Krakow, we have the policy officer position, and also we're looking for a president-elect. So this person will get to work with me. Maybe that's a good thing, I hope so. I'm looking forward to working with you, whoever you are. We're not looking for people who are perfect and have all the skills in the world. We're looking for people who love Vasco da Gama, who love family medicine, who want to learn and want to grow, and love working with all of you. Those are the real criteria. So if you love Vasco da Gama and you want to grow, look out for the applications and apply, because you'll get a lot of support and a lot of new friendships. And finally, I'm almost done. You can be the voice of your own countries. Some countries on our council are missing. Some countries are struggling to recruit new blood. So join our council, talk to your national member organization, talk to your existing council member. Maybe they're tired. Or maybe they just want to hear from you and take your voice with them. So if you're not sure, if you have a council member, you don't know how to get hold of them, contact Burke. And now, you can come to more events. Hooray! Because I think you'll all agree this one's been pretty fantastic. So the next one will be in Krakow in May as the pre-conference for the Wonka Europe event, which is going to be fantastic. They have a wonderful team led by Kate. We're very excited about the process there. And now it's my honor to hand over to the Torino team to tell you a little bit more about your next fantastic forum. So just don't forget, it could be you. There's no reason why not. We were all of us who are up here were sitting where you are at one time. And it just took someone to say, think about it. Put your hand up, get involved. There's a lot of fun to be done. So without further ado, may I hand over to Torino? Is it correct? Oh. One more slide. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry. These were added on, I forgot about them. You can blame it on my baby brain, okay? And we have even more events coming up. Yes, thank you. We have our colleagues at EUREPA, the European Rural and Isolated Practitioners Association, who will be meeting in Israel in November this year. I highly encourage you to get involved. I've been to many EUREPA events myself. If for those of you who do work in rural practice, it's a fantastic opportunity to actually connect and share ideas for good practice for the future. And for the Congress of General Practice in France as well, come join your French colleagues. There they are, waving. Yes, wonderful. And that will be in April this year, is that correct? Yes, April this year. Okay. And now I'm definitely handing over to Torino. Thanks for the reminder there. And yes, I'll be back later. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good. Then you just press here. Okay, good luck. Thank you.
Okay. Hello to everyone. I would like to. Oops. Okay. I would like to give our congratulations to the Portugal team. This forum was great. They did a great job. I could imagine they would have done such an amazing job for the first time I've met them. They are so professional and careful. Maybe you would not think the same about us. But we have pizza. Please, hands up who likes pizza. So, you have at least one good reason to come. we have a lot of new Vasco da Gamians in our team. But we are passionate and we are dreamers. We would like to improve family medicine, but in our country it's very challenging. That's why we need your help. This is the reason why we would like to invite you to the 6th Vasco da Gama Forum in Italy next year to spread the VDGM virus. But now, stop talking. Let me show what VDGM and this forum mean for us. Finally, I would like to thank the Torino Tourism Office for the images and all of you for helping us bringing this video to you, and the Council for giving us this amazing opportunity.
Thank you.
Non si sente. Imaging and music.
Whatever you like.
Che non si sente.
Thank you. Sorry, I was about to speak Italian, but okay. Every now and then I forget that I'm Italian, yeah? So, we are waiting for you, and don't forget to stop your diet before you come. Okay? See you.
Thank you, dear Italian team. It is now my pleasure to introduce the host organizing committee for the next pre-conference in Krakow in May.
Hello, everybody. I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but this is Kasia, and Asha. We are here to invite you to come to Krakow for the next pre-conference. It is going to be held in May, and it's going to be great. Our dates. So we start from the pre-conference exchange. It's going to be held 22nd of May. We expect the guests to come a day before. Then we'll have a day and a half of the pre-conference, and the main Wonka conference starts at 24th of May. Now, our pre-conference is going to be held in Kubus Hotel, which is very well located near the Vistula River and very close to the main venue, which is going to be held in Kraków Congress Center. It is nice. Yes, it is. It's going to be well prepared. They have a lot of facilities that we can use. It's only for us, the whole hotel, so it will be okay. This is the main venue, which is also very nice. Our subject is GP more than a specialist, but I also would like to underline Kraków more than a fan. Here is a little overview of our program. We'll start from the exchange, and I'll ask Kasia.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So sorry for pestering you for the last few days, handing out all sorts of leaflets and badges and stickers and things. Hope you aren't too tired of me. I'm National Exchange Coordinator for Poland. And I'd like to invite you all to apply for an exchange in Kraków. So actually, it's going to be partially in Kraków and partially in some other cities, but you'll be very well looked after. You'll have a place to stay, and obviously loads and loads of fun. So I guess the date of the pre-conference exchange is the 22nd. We're expecting people to arrive on the 21st. We'll help people get to Kraków if they're not in Kraków for the exchange. And the deadline to apply is the last Sunday of February. So.
Okay, to continue. So on Wednesday, after the exchange, we'll start with the morning run with Mikołaj. Then we'll have the opening ceremony. We invited Michael Key to give us a keynote. And then we'll have some workshops. The workshops are designed to improve your clinical skills. The participants will choose their own workshops they want to join. There'll be some workshops improving your communication skills, some with the plastic surgeons who will teach us how to put sutures well and how to have a good dressing for our patients. Okay, the next day we'll have some other workshops which are going to be prepared and held by some Wonka and Vasco da Gama networks and also special interest groups. And it will try to finish around 3, so everybody will be able to go to the opening ceremony, which is going to be probably held at 6. The costs, pre-conference will cost you 70 euros, and social event even less, 20. Also, we have a photo contest for you, Asia.
Not Kasia this time. So probably some of you already know our dragon from conference in Prague because he was quite famous. But the thing you maybe not know that he loves traveling. So we want to ask you to join our photo contest and take the dragon around the world. It's the things you have to do. So you have to register for our pre-conference is the first step. Then you can get our flyers or you can print it at home. With the dragon, you should take the picture from your work, home, something interesting place in your city. Then you have to post it on your profile, Facebook or Instagram, add the hashtag, And then will be a really good prize, and I'm happy to announce that the prize for this contest is that the person who would win will have refund fee for the pre-conference in Krakow. So I think it's worth it.
So what can you expect? You can expect a great program, but also a lot of social events. We prepared a lot of interesting things for you. You won't be disappointed. Yes, you'll be exhausted. Yes, so we have Kasia and Asha. We also have Dominic, Natalia, and we also have Mikołaj. But we will have support from our previous Anias, Ania and Ania. We like it easy. We have easy things. You probably know our previous important things and important people, Ania and Ania, and we will have support from international team, right? Yeah. Julian, Andre here, Jamal, who is not here but he'll be in Krakow, to entertain you even more. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope I will see you all in Krakow. Don't hesitate to register. We have some limited number of places, so don't wait too long, please, so we can all meet soon. Thank you very much. If I have a chance, I'm sorry. I wanted to start from it, but I'm just too excited. Thank you, Portuguese team. You're great. You're great. Thank you. Promise me, Lois. I cannot do it now. Oh, we wanted to dance. You can do the dragon dance. Is it not? Is it? I'm so sorry. I think we need to go. I'm sorry. Okay. We had a movie, but we still love you, Portuguese guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there is no Congress without technical issues, so this is part of tradition. We are very sorry for that. Thank you. And I think we are already convinced to go to Krakow, so... And now, please join me in welcoming the representatives of the host organizing committee for the VGM pre-conference and Wonka Europe conference in 2019.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my first time here, and it's a fantastic feeling from such a nice group of young GP. I love pizza. I love also Poland because we have together one of the fantastic, most fantastic mountains, High Tatras. I will show you a picture. And let me introduce myself. My name is Peter Lipowski, and I'm a member of the organizing committee of Wonka Europe in 2019 in Bratislava. First of all, please save a date for such a beautiful meeting. 24th Wonka Europe Conference in June, 26th to 29th June in Bratislava, Slovakia, and as well pre-conference in June 25th and 26th. We will give you more information in Krakow. Please just take some short info about Slovakia. As I mentioned, this picture shows you beautiful mountains, high Tatras. Behind these mountains is Poland. This is our neighbors, and we together love these mountains because you can spend there very nice time. And also you'll see castle. Slovakia has a big history, great history with a lot of places, a lot of castles. And I'm proud of this history and also people who are there. And as I mentioned, Slovakia is a heart. I think that everybody who knows Slovakia, we can say there is a country which is located directly in Europe. And you see that there is a landlocked country in Central Europe, bordered with our fantastic neighbors, Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, Ukraine, Hungary. Slovakia's territory spans about 49,000 square kilometers and is mostly mountainous, as I mentioned. The population is over 5 million and comprises mostly ethnic Slovaks. The capital and largest city is Bratislava, and the official language is Slovak. And as we know, every country has very good, very clever people who are really very famous in the world. And we have also such guys. And when you see, we have some inventors, some people who gave to all the world a lot of innovations, like Stefan Banic, inventor who patented an early parachute design. Andy Warhol, artist, director and producer, founder of pop art in USA. And also Joseph Murgas contributed to wireless telegraphy and helped develop mobile communication. The first Nokia guy, I think, let's say. Wireless transmission and of information and human voice. Slovakian people, they are innovators, inventors, but also very good, very well skilled people. And we can say that when you look at the numbers of produced cars, there is more than 1 million per year in 2016. And the biggest investment into car production, and you see that we have production of Volkswagen, Citroën, and Peugeot, Kia, and in next year start new huge investment from Jaguar Land Rover. And when we combine innovation and skills, this is something what is amazing. These two guys, they are founder of new production of Aeromobile, which will start next year. And hopefully, we will prepare for you successful meeting, like these guys. Next year launch first Aeromobile especially for Saudi Arabian customers. And please, book your ticket and fly to Bratislava, charming capital of Slovakia. We are looking forward to meeting you in Bratislava in 2019. Please take leaflets on the registration desk, save a date, and what next, and more information in Krakow. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice time.
Thank you, Peter. I think we are already checking our vacation schedules until 2000 and blah, blah, blah. So with lots of exciting destinations. It is now time for the very awaited award part. So I will ask Anne and Luis to come to the stage. I will try to not have an Oscars 2017 moment, and I'll try to say the names correctly. So, the best poster presentation goes to... And this vote was decided by dot voting. So, the winner is Hypertension in 34 years old male. The authors are Alba Gomez Zahino, Matteo Manucci, Sara Guerrero Bernat, Laura Crespo Leza, Jordi Martinez Gisbert, and Maria Dolores Acerete Hueso. Please come to the stage. The next winner is the best oral presentation goes to 2 Cases of Not So Innocent Back Pain by Eduarda Cerdeira, Joana Machado, and Abílio Malheiro. Please come to the stage. Do we have anyone from the oral presentation? No. So we'll move on to the next award. The next award is for the best talk or session, and the winner is... A Bomb Exploded. Are you ready to help? By Miriam Rey, Rabi Kazami, and Ana Fernandez. It's picture time. Congratulations to all winners. There's still one more award from our part. We want to award the Poster Trivia Prize for the one that was the most attentive to all the posters. And the winner is... Salome Apitz. If you're in the room, please come to the stage. We will get the award to her later on. And now I would like to call to the stage Claire Marie Thomas, Vasco da Gama Movement President, as well as Vera Pires da Silva, Awards and Fundraising Officer for the Vasco da Gama Movement, to award the Vasco da Gama Movement prizes.
Thank you. I hope all enjoyed the forum and had a nice time in Porto, because we surely, definitely enjoyed having you with us. This time we had 2 winners for the VDGM Fund bursary. The VDGM Fund aims to support financially young doctors to attend our events. We will soon launching the Krakow edition, so please stay tuned, check our website, our social media, and apply for this. I would like to call on stage our 2 winners, Monica from Lithuania and Iqbal from Turkey. During this event, we have received 750 euros for our fund, 400 through donations during the registration period, and 350 during this forum with the lottery tickets. Thank you so much for supporting and for donating to our VDGM fund. We'll be now doing the lottery. We will be having 2 prizes, one free for pre-conference in Krakow and one social event entrance also for the pre-conference in Krakow. So, For the social event, who won was Raluca Zaiton. Now for the pre-conference fee, the winner is Devake Florence from Luxembourg. I think she's not here. Thank you all for supporting. You in Krakow, you will have another opportunity to donate, so don't be sad if you haven't win anything. And we'll see you in Krakow.
Thank you very much. And I can announce that we will be expanding the number of bursaries. Thank you very much to the kind donation to the VDGM fund from the Krakow Organizing Committee. So I think we can safely say now that there will be 12 VDGM fund bursaries available specifically for Krakow. This is a wonderful opportunity. And a huge thank you to Krakow, and we will be launching this soon. It's very exciting, and we really hope it gives an opportunity to people who have maybe never come before, from countries that we don't always hear from. So please encourage people to come and to apply. Now I would like to say a few thank yous. Of course, I would like to thank all of you for being here with us, and for the people who are already a part of our family for some time. It's been wonderful to spend time with you again. And for all of you who are now a part of our family for the future, I hope that this is not the first time, the last time that we will spend time together. And to all of our esteemed guests, our speakers, our authors, it's been absolutely wonderful. I couldn't be prouder to be at the helm of this ship. Another reference to the logo. And I'm so grateful that we have such wonderful support from our senior colleagues. It really goes to show our colleagues from Wonka World, Amanda, Job, and from Wonka Europe, Anna, and from all across Europe and the world, how family medicine can break down many barriers, including, if we try, the barriers of hierarchy. So thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. But now, for the most important thank you of the day, I would like to invite the host organizing committee to please come to the stage. Fell off the stage, but it's fine. The dragon is very, very cuddly. I think you will all agree that this has been an absolutely fantastic event. And I must say, I have been to every single Vasco da Gama forum since they first began. And each time we break new boundaries, new limits, new wonderful things happen. I've overseen 3 forums in my time as president-elect and president. And the Porto team has been nothing but professional, communicative, innovative, and inspirational since the moment they started for the bid. So a huge amount of gratitude and respect to you and the team, and how much patience and kindness and support they've shown all of us in the process as well. So another round of a quick applause. So, as has become a slightly strange tradition, the executive always gets very odd presents for the host organizing committee. This time, I thought I would bring you a little bit of my home in case the visas change and you're never allowed there again. Yeah, we're going to be in trouble. It would just be me and Amanda who can't be here. I'll let you hand them out. So we have just a small token of our affection, some English tea, which of course you know probably came from India, for each of the members, and for Anna for her fantastic leadership and her endless patience and calmness under an immense amount of pressure whilst juggling several jobs. We got you a little bit extra special, a large pot of English toffee.
Last word from me. Thank you, dear team. It wouldn't have been possible without you. I am incredibly grateful to each and every one of you. You were amazing. We've been through a lot. The dragon in our WhatsApp group has been very active in this past few days. I don't know how many messages a day we got, but it was incredible. And we've been lacking hours of sleep. We are here on caffeine, right? It's very good. So, closing remarks. Please don't forget that the dinner will be at 9 p.m., okay? Not at 8:15. And, Luis?
So now it's time for our very last surprise to you all. Can I see a raise of hands from those of you that know what a Portuguese tuna is? Okay. And how many of you think I'm talking about fish? Yeah. So a tuna is a group of university students dressed in traditional university dresses who play traditional instruments and sing serenades. So please join me in welcoming our invited guests from the School of Health Technology of Porto, Tezuna.
Hello, we are Tezuna, a group of students from Healthcare School. We are here today to perform for you. First of all, welcome to Porto. We hope you are enjoying our city. Our first song is from a movie, Pocahontas, Colors of the Wind. We hope you like it. Thank you.
just checking our instruments, okay? Because of the temperature.
Tu pensas que esta terra te pertence, que o mundo é um ser morto, mas vais ver que cada pedra, planta ou criatura está viva e tem alma, é um ser. Tu dás valor apenas às pessoas que acham como tu sem se opor, mas segue as pegadas de um estranho e terás mil surpresas de esplendor. Já ouviste o lobo uivando no luar azul, o porco riolice com desdém? Temos de cantar com as vozes da montanha e pintar com quantas cores o vento tem, e pintar com quantas cores o vento tem. Vem descobrir os trilhos da floresta, provar a doce amor e o seu sabor, rolar no meio de tanta riqueza e não querer indagar o seu valor. Sou a irmã do rio e do vento, a garça, a lontra são iguais a mim. Vivemos tão ligados uns aos outros, neste arco, neste círculo sem fim. Que altura a árvore tem, se a derrubar não sabe ninguém. Nunca ouvirás de um lobo sobre a lua azul. O que é que importa a cor da pele de alguém? Temos de cantar com as vozes da montanha e pintar com quantas cores o vento tem. Mas tu só vais conseguir esta terra possuir se a pintares com quantas cores o vento tem.
A guitarra da Colastar é muito Thank you so much. Our next song is from a famous Portuguese singer who sings a type of Portuguese song called fado. I hope you had the chance to already heard it. It's called Desfado, and you can have a dance because we're gonna have to ask you for your help to dance with us. And since today is the International Day to celebrate port wine, later you can have a toast together. So now we start by dancing.
Quero destino, quero não querer destino. E o meu fado era não ter fado nenhum. Cantá-lo bem, sem sequer ter sentido, sentido como ninguém, mas não ter sentido algum. Ai que tristeza, esta minha alegria. Ai que alegria, esta tão grande tristeza. Esperar que um dia, eu não espero mais um dia por aquele que nunca vem e que aqui esteve presente. Ai que saudade eu tenho de ter saudade, saudade de ter alguém que aqui está e não existe. Sentir triste só por me sentir tão bem e alegre sentir bem só por andar tão triste. Ai, se eu pudesse, não cantasse se eu pudesse e lamentasse não ter mais nenhum lamento. Talvez ouvisse no silêncio que fizesse uma voz que fosse minha, canta alguém cá dentro. Ai, que desgraça, esta sorte me assiste. Ai, mas que sorte é viver tão desgraçada, na incerteza que nada mais certo existe, para além da grande certeza de não estar certa de nada. Ai que saudade que eu tenho de ter saudade, saudade de ter alguém que aqui está e não existe. Sentir triste só por me sentir tão bem e alegre sentir bem só por eu andar tão triste. Ai que saudade que eu tenho de ter saudade, saudade de ter alguém que aqui está e não existe. Sentir triste só por me sentir tão bem e alegre sentir bem só por eu andar tão triste.
Thank you so much. You are an amazing public, really. Amazing. So our next song is also a fado, but a special one. So you can have a dance, but it will be a slow dance. It's from Amália Rodrigues, and it's called Fado Português, Portuguese Fado.
Nasceu um dia quando o vento malbolia e o céu o mar prolongava, namorada de um veleiro, no peito de um marinheiro, que estando triste cantava, que estando triste cantava. Ai, que lindeza tamanha, meu chão, meu monte, meu vale, de folhas, flores, frutas do oiro. Vê-se, vês terras de Espanha, areias de Portugal, olhar ceguinho de choro. Ora, eis que embora outro dia, quando o vento malbolia e o céu o mar prolongava, à proa de outro veleiro, no peito de um marinheiro, que estando triste cantava, que estando triste cantava. Mãe, adeus, adeus Maria, guarda bem o teu sentido, que aqui te faço uma jura, que eu te levo à sacristia. Foi Deus que foi servido, dai-me no mar sepultura. Tamanha, meu chão, meu monte, meu vale, de folhas, flores, frutas do oiro. Vê-se, vês terras de Espanha, areias de Portugal, olhar ceguinho de choro. Ai, que lindeza tamanha, meu chão, meu monte, meu vale, de folhas, flores, frutas do oiro. Vê-se, vês terras de Espanha, areias de Portugal, olhar ceguinho de choro.
Now we're gonna sing our last song. It's a moment you say, oh, thank you. It's a Spanish song, so you can get up and dance with us. Gloria se fam, hoy. Thank you.
Vengo mañana a casarme.
Thank you. Obrigada. We are selling CDs for 10 euros only. 10 euros. Okay.
Only because you are amazing. So, our last song, and now we mean it, it's from Shakira. It's from the Mundial soccer, you know? So, Waka.
Esta é Tsuna, é nossa tuna, é diversão. Hey, depois a festa vem melhor que esta, é animação. Hey, waka waka ma, waka waka ma, Nós somos revolução, somos Tsuna.
selfie with all of you. Yes, so get around here and we will do the same on stage. Okay, let's have a selfie together. We're gonna take the selfie. Não, vamos tirar daqui. Não tiramos. Não, sai